I'm Siobhan Fallon Hogan, and this is Catholics and Cappuccinos. And today, I am so insanely thrilled to have Kevin James here, whose reputation precedes him as a Catholic, because I've been hearing about the great faith that he has, but also you all know him as the fabulous superstar actor. So, Kevin, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Siobhan. I'm so excited to be here. I really am.
You're so great. And, you know, I know as Catholics, we're so proud of you. I mean, you really
you shouldn't be. You have no idea. Well, you got to see the other side. How many times I'm falling.
We all have another side.
Okay.
So, but honestly, I've been hearing about, I said, we're like 6 degrees of Kevin James because I've been hearing about you and your faith and I've been wanting to meet you so badly. And then I had the chance to be invited because Jonathan Rumi was here.
Yeah.
And he gave me this rosary.
Oh, that's awesome.
From Carlo Acutis. And I said, I really want to get Kevin James on. And he invited me to the premiere of your fabulous Solo Mio. And I'm telling you, superb.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it just all came together, but
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you know, I went to Catholic University. It's all about, and you know, I'm Catholic all the time. And we were taught about, and you actually say the word, I believe, in the movie catharsis.
Yes.
And
that was Jonathan. Yes.
Yes. And I had a catharsis in that movie. I mean, I was laughing so hard, my jaw almost disconnected.
Oh, I love it.
At the same time, within a minute, I was crying.
Yeah.
Kevin, people always say to me, are you a stand-up? Never done stand-up. But I'm an actress and I've studied for a long time. You're a superb actor.
Oh, you're very sweet and a little drunk. Let's be honest.
I'm Irish, so the people are going to think that.
Yeah. No.
Well, people think that a lot. They're like, are you drunk?
Honestly, coming from you, and I mean this, we talk, listen to me. I've talked to people all the time about how people engage in a character, and you to me you're phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
So coming from you, because it is a little different for me, it means the world. It really does.
Well, here's the thing. You get pegged as a comedic actor.
Yeah.
And it's so great to be able to break out of that. And I feel like because it was your own project with those Kinnanne brothers, which we have to talk about, those Catholic lunatics who I met, they came running to me and said, you were in holes.
Yes.
You feel like I have to say, sometimes when you go to a premiere, you feel like a loser. They're like, who are you again? I'm like, listen, I'm Old Man River. I was in 5 million movies. But they were like,
Black.
No, it's pathetic. Yeah. And they were like, you were in holes. So suddenly the PR people are like, oh, maybe the old dinosaur is somebody.
Right.
But, and of course, Jonathan was there.
Yeah.
Which he's fabulous in the movie.
Isn't he great?
He's great. He was on this podcast. And as I was saying, boy, when he said at the premiere, well, I'm happy I'm finally wearing shoes and not sandals.
Yes.
And there's a scene that we won't go into. I don't want to give anything away, but there's a song that is so insane.
Yes.
Everything's perfect about that movie.
Oh, thank you.
I mean it.
It really came together because you say you can get pegged as a comedic actor and a type of comedic actor where everything's like over the top and I've done a lot of movies like that where it's kind of goofy and mall cop where you're falling down all the time and I love it, but it's sometimes you're like, I just want to sit in the pocket and be real and still have comedy but not have it all rely on me where we have to, have a joke every so often and not worry. Let the scene dictate and the story dictate where we go. And,
I felt it showed a lot about you as a person, as an actor, that you're humble enough and brave enough to hand the comedy to the people surrounding you, and it's so beautiful because heartache is something that people, like in New York City right now, there's people walking around like, my life is over.
Right.
It's horrible.
Right.
Most people have had their heart broken.
Sure.
Some people haven't. But if you have, you're walking around like, this is it.
Right.
So in the movie, we're watching you thinking, there's not 1 second where you break and wink to the camera, or it's just beautiful.
Right. Well, it shows you I'm older. So it's like I've lost it. Like we really show all is lost. We start right there. So it's like and it was very intentional to make me alone in Rome, as opposed to being, even in the States, getting married where you have your, and she doesn't show up and you have your friends there and your family to console you.
Kevin, it was
I'm
pathetic.
on an island. Yeah,
It was pathetic.
I'm gone. I'm like,
It was like you were just, I, as an audience member, you're just rooting for you. And I have to say, the edit was genius because you're always one step ahead of the audience. Like, usually like, I know what's going to happen. You don't know what the heck. There's so many twists.
Yeah.
I went to Italy last year for actually a Catholic seminar that I pathetically only stayed for 2 days because I didn't have the attention span to listen. So number one, we got to the airport. My husband drives me. He was in New York. He's the Rockaway. He goes, I go, okay, where's my suitcase? He's like, didn't you bring it?
Oh,
I go, are you kidding me? I go, I screamed, unacceptable.
I love it.
I had like 5 minutes I walked her. I go, I'll be right back. I just paced around the airport. I went up to this woman. I go, where do you go to rebook? And I was like, you know what? At that point, it was during the Palisades fires. I said, people have no homes. I'm going without any clothes.
Right.
I mean, who's looking at me?
Exactly.
So I get there. What do you mean exactly?
No, I'm just saying. No. I'm with.
No, I'm kidding. So, okay, we get there, this young girl and I'm there about 2 days, and I lose my passport. She prayed to St. Anthony. 2 days later, the police said, Polizia, we found your passport. Can you, that's the worst Italian accent.
That was, that was rough.
It was terrible. But I felt, heartache's even worse than that. But being far away from home and desperate brings it to a whole new level.
Yes. And you have nowhere to go, and it's with you. And even, it was, no one died, but it was like that grief that you feel where you've lost somebody. It's such a tremendous loss that even when there are bright moments, because there's going to be moments where you get picked up and you forget why you're sad again. And then we kind of show moments where he remembers, what was I supposed to say? Oh, that's right. My life is over. And it's all, and we wanted to continue to keep that thread throughout the movie. And,
you did it.
Yeah.
And which made it, the comedy heightened so much was how funny the surrounding friends were.
Oh,
I mean, like Kim Coates, I couldn't even, and they became childlike, where he's like, oh, is he going to, rooting for you? Like,
well, that's the ridiculousness of it, is that they're not even friends to begin with.
I know.
I meet them on the honeymoon, and this is what makes it so sweet in a way, is that they're on their honeymoon, so they're neglecting their wives
completely
to help this guy out,
really,
and go like, we got to help him.
And you know what else about the movie? It's so respectful of marriage and so real. Like, there's one scene when Kim is in that bed and he's like, don't touch me. Yeah. Like, it's just real. It's not like icky.
Right.
And it's so clean without being icky. I love it. Anybody can go see this movie.
Yeah. But that's the tricky thing. It's like the aspirin in the applesauce. You don't want to you don't want to be preachy or anything like that. And there's no messages like that. It's just a good story. It's funny. It's these guys are fallen. Like there's things that happen in there that you're like, well, but it's real. And it's nice to be able to do that where you're not thinking about, oh, there's a message in this or they're trying to get this down my throat.
It is real. Yeah. And I tell you, the Italian government needs to pay you because tourism is going to go through the roof because it shows Italy off in a way that you can't even make up.
Well, that's the Kinnannes. They and yes, it was
the food scenes, the gelato.
All that stuff
is brilliant.
Right?
Brilliant.
And the music and everything ties in and it hits all the senses.
That's the Kinnannes. Like, they're like, this brother's the editor. This is the music. This is, I have written and I produced 2 movies, and I know all the insanity that goes into it, but each element works perfectly.
Right.
You don't drag it on at the end.
Not right.
And like, when is this going to end? You know what else I loved? There was a scene where there was 2 sort of people selling an older couple on the side of the road. And the editing was so brilliant because they don't pull it off. You want to see those people.
Right.
You want to see those Italians. And it was really just brilliant.
It takes a moment where in a typical comedy where we'd be like, you've got to get to the joke.
Exactly.
Get to the scene. Cut the scene. It would never make it. But what happens is when you cut it too short sometimes, you don't get invested in a real way. Then you get like, you're accustomed to, like, I got to hear another joke then. It's not real life.
Yes.
And the jokes don't hit as hard sometimes because sometimes you're not, if you're not invested in a down moment or really, really feeling it, I mean, it's those moments of comedy that explode when you are in your deepest, moment.
There was, as I said, I don't want to give anything away, but there was a point where you did something that was out of the character of your character.
Mm-hmm.
And the cathartic moment where
Yes.
people couldn't help themselves. They applauded in the middle.
Right.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And you're so and that's when I cried. But did you ever study acting, or you're just natural?
I never did. I did, stand-up was the best training ground for me.
Yeah.
And, improv groups and stuff. A lot of friends went to acting. And by the way, I know in a lot of my movies I could have used some lessons.
You are so natural.
Well, no, in this one I am. And by the way, it helps because I've never had everybody surrounding me be way better than me. And I mean this. And it's like, I've known Kim Coates for, 35 years now. Like, me, Ray Romano, and him did a movie early on Grilled, terrible movie. But I met him. And it's the theme of the movie is that movie was terrible, but there was a reason behind it. It was a reason for me to meet Kim.
Yeah.
And to have Kim come through. And I know Kim is such an intense actor.
Oh
but
my gosh, I love him.
He's so funny, so different, so weird. I never know what he's going to do.
He's insane.
He's insane. He's absolutely insane. And the real deal. And it's like you look in those big baby blues.
The eyes, the color of the eyes. And
it's ridiculous.
The comedy between the two of you, the comedy between Jonathan.
Yeah.
When they're counseling you.
Jonathan's so great too.
I love him.
Right, bouncing off each other.
And what an opportunity for him, because let's face it, he could be pegged as Jesus Christ.
Yes.
You could think, well, that's all he can do.
I knew.
I mean, as
funny
if
he
Jesus
was
hasn't
as well.
done enough.
Right.
So listen, Jonathan, you had enough because you've grabbed somebody else. No, but he's a fantastic comedic actor. I was going to, and the two of us, I was saying when you first came up today, we're kind of 6 degrees. You've worked with Henry Winkler. I worked with Lynn Holes, Selma Hayek. I was in Fools Rush In.
Yes.
But I feel like I can't believe I had a dream last night that today was the day, and I didn't have my curling iron. I had black curly hair and looked really weird. And you're like, is that you? And I'm like, we were supposed to have met.
Right. Will you promise me right now, and I mean this, I would not say this if I don't,
that I'll play your grandmother in your next film?
No. Can we do something together? I would love I'm not
that.
kidding.
I would love that.
Because it's people like you that I have in this movie that I'm like, these are the people I want to work with that are so good. And I mean that sincerely, that I would love to do that.
That would be an honor of a lifetime.
Okay.
Now I want to talk about your fabulous Catholic faith.
Okay.
And also your family. I love that they said the other night that, your family's always a part of it. You always bring your family along. You had the family stand up. So when Jonathan was on, I said, this is crazy because your movie's coming out February 6th. And then Lent is February 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you bring out the joy, but you bring out the commitment and the love of Christ. That's a massive example to me as a person, and I think to people that know you.
Oh, I love that. But again, like I try to do my best, but I want you to know how much I fall and how much it's like I struggle. And in this business, it's so difficult. It really, you know it is.
Yes.
And it's hard to do it in a way where you're not finger wagging.
Exactly.
But it's everything. It's like without it, it's like it's nothing. And I mean that. It's like and I've grown, over my career, learning more and more that it's like it's always better what he has in store for you around the corner. And that's what this movie is about.
Completely.
But it's like, it's true in life too. It's
when you bless yourselves all before us at a certain point, and the crucifix that people, it's treated respectfully, but normally.
Yeah.
Now I also heard, and I don't know if it's a rumor, that did you fast for 40 days during Lent?
Oh, I did.
How the heck did you do that?
It was a commitment I made to my daughter. My daughter was having a tough time. She's on the spectrum, and she was struggling, and she was getting these tics, and we didn't know what to do at the time, my wife and I. So we were like, we just got to pray and fast. And, that was one of the things that I wasn't doing. I was, and I still, look at me now. I overeat. I fill a void all the time with all my problems. I'm eating them all the time. I really do. And it was one of those moments where I said, I'm just going to start fasting for this because there's nothing else I can do. and please help, God. And it was like I started doing it, and she wasn't sleeping at all, and I did it for like a couple days, and I never meant to go that long. I just said I'm going to go one day at a time and just get me through, God. And I went through a few days, and I was going to quit. I was like, it's enough of this. I'm so hungry. It wasn't getting better. People go, it gets easy. It didn't get easy for a little bit. But I knocked on her door, and I said, how you doing? She goes, good. She goes, are you still this is literally the day I'm going to quit. She goes, are you still fasting? Because I got like really good sleep last night. She goes, and I go, yes, of course I am.
You're like,
so
oh.
I know. It was one of those things where I just kept going, and I was so thankful for it.
So the prayers were being answered.
It was insane. It was hacky in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was jokey and not always in the way you expect, and not right away.
Meaning that the prayers were being answered.
Yes.
You're like, that's what I always feel is crazy when I have 3 kids, and they all have their problems at different points. I feel like it's like that wackadoo game where one gets good and the other one pops up. You're like, can I have a break? But anyway, when prayers are answered, like begging on your hands and knees, I almost feel unfaithful, like, oh my gosh, it was answered.
Well, that's exactly it. And if you think back of all the things that you prayed about in the last, they were all taken care of. All of them. They're all like, well, why isn't that a problem now? Like, you were so upset. And you go, okay, well, it didn't go the way I wanted to, but I'm not worried about it anymore because he took care of it in a different way.
Completely.
Or it led to something better.
Yes.
And, it always does.
Honestly, Kevin, I prayed that you'd be on the show because here's the thing. This is a new podcast. And, you're generous because you could be like, oh, I don't want to go on that dumb new podcast. I can, hop over to Drew Barrymore or hop over to Jimmy Fallon. Why do I need help? This girl's been kicking around. But it means so much. And I feel like it's been answered prayers that you're here.
I love what you're doing, and I love you. And I said, we got to go there and get that one done. So.
Thank you. And regarding our faith, your children, do you all go to mass together? Or how? And when you're on the road, how do you work it?
I bring them whenever I can, on the road, and mass, always mass, we do obviously Sundays, but as much as we can,
yes.
And we'll travel I travel with priests,
so great.
And
you do the Latin mass as well, don't you?
We do Latin mass, yeah.
I love that.
As much as we can. Yes.
It's amazing.
We love it. And it's just, it's amazing. The relationships I have with these priests, these men that have just changed my life and the life of my family. It's like, they're incredible. And it's like, I owe everything to them. And it's, I'm just so happy they're in my life. And they when you're doing everything else, when you have that first thing, which is the most important thing in line, everything else becomes easier. It's like,
and in this business, it's so hard to get off of yourself, like because people are applauding for you.
Yes,
and I feel that kids these days, it's an example because if they're always looking at their phones, always looking for people to give them, make them feel good.
Yes,
if people would just ground themselves and stay close to Christ, it would bring them to a true happiness.
Yes, 100%. And I have to remind myself of that.
Oh yeah,
because I'm in the business where we have to post things.
Yes,
and then you have to see the result. You want to see how are they reacting to it, and then you get caught up in reading these comments, and it's like you can't do that. It's that detachment that I have such a problem with because it's like ultimately none of that matters. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And when we're pushing up the daisies, no one cares.
Yeah, exactly.
I taught English as a second language years ago in LA when I was trying to make it, which is such a stupid phrase
I
too.
know.
What does that mean?
I know.
And I was in this class. I was when Reagan was in, and so they would give money for students. It was like I don't even know. You get paid to go to college,
right?
It wasn't college. It was just teaching English. And I had all these people from South America, and I had gotten down to the end for the Carol Burnett show, and I said I was bragging.
Wow.
I didn't realize it, but I was bragging. I said, guys, I won't be here tomorrow. So smuggling. I'm down to the end. I may not even be here much more for the Carol Burnett show.
Oh, I love it.
And my student Stella raised her hand. She said, who is Carol Burnett?
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what? I need to get a grip.
It's the same
By the way, I didn't get it.
with everybody. Oh, you didn't?
No, I was back the next week.
Oh, that's
They were so
hilarious.
worried about me, and I didn't have a boyfriend either. I was like 28. They were like, teacher, this is so sad. My birthday was like next week. We got you presents for your birthday. They gave me a curling iron, a dress, lipstick. They're like, listen, you gotta step it up if you think you're
love
gonna,
it.
number one, you're not gonna be an actress. Number two, you're gonna be single.
I love it so much. Yes, because it's humbling, and I get that all the time in my career. Everything.
Yeah.
Anytime I step out of my lane and I start feeling a little puffed up.
Yeah.
It's
like, ew, I'm gross.
Oh, it's so great. And I get taken down and I ask for it. You know, that
Which
humility.
is the best.
Oh, it's so good because we have such a tight group of people that
I love your group.
We travel with everybody. There's nobody that gets away with anything.
No, it's so,
When you start thinking who
and by
you
the way,
are.
I just realized I said, I'm going to be single. My father would say, and it's the truth, people that are single have such a vocation.
Right.
So I just wanted to back it up a little bit and say, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to be married and have a family.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Only because
Yes.
if I wasn't going to be an actress, I needed an instant audience. I wanted my kids to like laugh at me.
Exactly.
So now I think that I feel like Christ has such a plan, and that the serious side that you show in this movie, I think you're going to get knocks on your door. Like, you know what, mister? Do you want to come play Macbeth?
Oh,
I'm serious.
No, that's very sweet of you. I
I'm
don't
serious.
think, no, that, that was what I was chasing for a long time. Like, wait till they see me and do this.
Well, now
and
it bumped right into you. It did.
Well, thank you. But it's like, I don't care. Like, it's like
I
I'm
know.
already too past it now.
It's so true.
You're like, it's too late.
What's
It's
that,
like,
Ricky Gervais? I just don't
yes,
care.
yes.
It's the way I know.
It's like you want to be invited to the party for so long,
So
and you're like,
true.
no one's even asking me. No one's ever gonna. And then it's like you start doing your own thing and having fun with your own people and creating your
Yes.
own way. And then they're like, hey, you want to come to our party? I'm like, I'm good.
Which, and like I'd rather stay in. Which I feel like there's a real change in the current too with the Catholic community.
Yes.
Like we used to hide under a bushel
Yeah.
and be like tell amongst the Catholics. I never really cared to tell you the truth, but I feel like the Catholic community is very supportive. Like I just did a movie down in Guatemala about Father Stanley Rother,
Mhm.
and I feel like we're kind of like, we're here. You know what I mean? Like, and we're proud.
Yes. And there's so many great things coming, and popping up everywhere. I don't know if you know Jimmy Wahlberg. He's producing such great Catholic
Really?
content. Oh my, he's
And
amazing.
that Father Stu
Yes.
was,
yes.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark was great.
Well, the Hallow app,
Yes, the How happens. Alex Jones,
been
it's incredible.
a
And
game
everybody-
changer, don't you think?
Gwen Stefani's coming over, Chris Pratt. and
Oh
all
my
these-
gosh, Patty
it's like-
Heaton, my good friend
yes,
Patty Heaton.
Patty Heaton. I love it. I'm part
There's-
of that. Like I
we
jump
should
in
have
there.
a Catholic party. Would we come to that? I'd go.
Absolutely,
I
I
mean-
would. It's amazing what they're doing.
It really is.
It is great to be able to show this stuff and
And Napa Institute, I just was at the Eucharistic procession through New York. It's like, look at this.
beautiful.
Amazing.
I love it. I love it.
It's
See,
so great.
when you see that, it moves me so much. Where it's like you just see where you'd never expect these people to be drawn, but guess what? You can't not. We were created for that. So it's like there's something inside. If they don't know, they've lived a life where they don't know. There's something that's pulling them in there, and it's God. It's like they don't realize it, and it's like when
And
you
the
see
happy,
that beauty,
the joy that comes
yeah.
from it. Speaking of which, when I was on SNL, I used Chris Farley and I.
Oh.
Did you know Chris?
I never he's one of the ones where, and I know he went to mass all the time, but I was like, because I talked to Sandler all the time. I'm like, what was he like? What did he do? What did he do? I know.
So we used to go to mass. We used to live in the same neighborhood, so we'd go to mass together.
Wow.
SNL's so nocturnal,
Right.
so you'd go to the party and didn't get home till like 5 a.m, and then we'd go to mass at night, Sunday night, and Chris would be like, "So sorry, so sorry," and I'd be like, "Chris," he's like, "No, Siobhan, it's bad."
Oh,
But he was so faithful.
yeah.
When he wrote the clown prayer out for me, which is a beautiful prayer. I don't know if you know it.
I don't.
I'll give it to you. And when he died, I walked down to Lawrence and I left it. And at his memorial at St. Malachy's in New York, who would you expect to get up? Adam. They were all great friends. But there was a shut-in. He used to go see.
Wow.
He was so faithful.
He was such an example for me, and I would talk to Sandler about because you could see the struggle, and I'm struggling with all the stuff, and that he was going through it, and the fact that he was still going to like he always, you know.
By the way, in the movie, you say, "I don't drink." Do you not drink? Or
No,
you'll take a drink
I'll take a drink
because.
But I'm not a big.
You're not a drinker. I mean, yeah.
Every once in a while, we go out and by the way, when we shot the movie, we drank wine pretty much every night. We had fun with the whole crew and everybody. Yeah,
the Italian crew. I did a movie once.
Do you drink or no?
I'll take a drink, but thankfully, as of now, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
But you never know with the Irish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was going to say, when I did this movie 1,000 years ago, Only You and the Norman Jewison, it was Bonnie Hunt. My gosh, it was, I'm so old, I can't remember who was in it. Robert Downey Jr. Anyway, my character gets left at the airport. Can you imagine the luck? But it was an Italian crew, and they're like, motore, motore. And as soon as the sun went down, they start drinking wine.
Oh, they go. Yeah.
It's crazy. And my husband actually, he loves to eat. And thank God he's a good cook. I'm a terrible cook. But we went to the doctor, and he had to fill everything out. I wasn't paying any attention for his heart. And the doctor says, Peter, I see from your information you don't drink. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, no. Oh, you mean beer? He goes, the doctor said, yeah, that's what they do. The Irish, they say, oh, I don't drink. You mean beer? He said, the Italians come in, they go, no, I don't drink. They check off, I don't drink. Oh, sorry, you mean wine?
Wine, yeah.
They don't even consider it drinking.
Yes, it's just part of who they are.
But I loved in the movie too that the respect and the hilariousness of those scenes when he breaks down and drinks.
Yeah.
Hysterical. Now, I have had on, as you know, Jonathan, and they had another priest, Father Duffy from Long Island, from Rockville Center. I feel like, is there something in the water out there? And Sister Mary Gabriel, I don't know if you know her Sisters of Life. I said, the people, you were raised so, it's really a testament to the people in Long Island that there's so many great Catholics out of there.
It's a good group, and it was, for a while we moved back. I grew up there my whole life, and I lived like 17 years. Which is a hilarious place to grow up too. Yes,
right?
Very funny.
Characters.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
And that's what I missed too when I was in LA. I never felt like home.
No.
I met my wife out there.
Thank God.
I had two of my kids, and I still was like, I had this cloud over me. I'm like, we gotta get back to that East Coast. And we moved to Florida for a little bit, and then back to Long Island, and found a great group of priests that are there. Yeah, in Glen Cove, and
that's awesome.
They're awesome, and just so thankful.
In LA, I felt the same way. I remember this guy. First of all, I lived on Hollywood Boulevard. Who lives there? And I wore a bathing cap in the pool to protect my hair, which is so.
I like that.
Nerdy. And this guy's like, you're not from here, are you? And I was like, oh, there was like a cool group at the pool. Right. I was never the cool group.
Right.
Well, I was like in a one piece with like a string on the back. So my shoulder, it's so stupid. Doesn't matter. Yeah. But the point is, I never, ever fit in. And like when if I was in a play or something, you got out, people wanted to look good. So they didn't go out.
So you lived out there?
For 2 years.
Okay, 2 years.
And it just was never me. I never felt comfortable.
Never. I'm telling you, I'm the same way.
I also joined, I was always trying to meet a guy, my poor husband, I finally met him. And my father used to say, no, make sure when you meet him, you hide your real personality for 3 weeks if you want to go. It worked, sadly. It worked. It was so pathetic. But when I was out in LA.
You break it out slowly. Yeah. Just over a little bit at a time.
Oh, so you don't talk?
Yeah.
I remember sitting and being like, so this is what girls do.
Yeah.
It works like a charm.
I met my wife on a blind date, and I didn't eat fish. I hate fish, but we went to sushi. She wanted to go to sushi, and I pretended I liked fish, and I was literally eating it like I was taking a pill. I would just get it down and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I do fish. I do sushi."
Well, I was going to tell you. So in LA, I joined the RCIA group because I thought maybe I could meet someone who's trying to convert.
Right.
And there was like 23 Catholics helping 23 possible Catholics. From September to Easter,
right.
Mine was the only one who quit the week before. I was like, what? Did a terrible job. So the kid's like, I guess I'll stay Episcopalian. I was like, fine. At least I get to go home for Easter.
You lost them. Yeah, I love it.
I was a disaster. But do you pray to St. Genesius?
Saint who?
Genesius, the patron saint of the theater.
No, these are the things I don't know about. The one of comedy, there was I think there was a Saint Kevin or something that had to do with, which oddly enough, something with the arts, I remember, or St. Stephen. I don't even know the patron saint of stand-up.
Who is it?
I should find out. My patron saint is St. Paul.
Oh.
So and I love St. Thomas Aquinas and
love.
but I should look into that more and really dive into it.
Well,
and
at Catholic University, they used to make us, we'd pray to St. Jesus right before because he was patron saint of the theater. And St. Monica's, when my kids, as I told you, the pop-up set,
yes.
when one was going off, I'm like, listen, sister, I know you had trouble with your son.
Yeah.
You got to help me.
Yes. Well, that's right. I went St. Monica's in Santa Monica.
Well, that was
and that's where Farley went, I heard.
Yes, when he was out there.
That was the church.
Yeah.
He went to.
And here's St. Malachy's in Holy Trinity.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So great. Now, well, I just want to say to you, listen, I don't know if my prayers land. I really don't. God's probably like, listen, sister, you got to step it up a little bit. I'm going to pray for this movie. I wanted to raise my hand. I did raise my hand, but they didn't call on me. I'm not offended. But no, it's okay. Because, we've talked enough.
Right.
But people were asking questions, and I was going to say, yes, are you people prepared for this to be the greatest comedy of our generation?
Oh, you're so
I'm
sweet.
serious.
That is the kindest.
I called my sisters.
Wow.
They had their rosary group last night. They told everybody. And of course, they're from Syracuse. They're like, Siobhan, it's not playing this weekend. I said, I told you February 6th. You listen to detail.
And by the way, that's the problem too. We're coming out. It's like romantic comedies just on their own are tough to do well in a theater. They, because you're competing against, Captain America and explosions and this and that. So it's like you got to pick a weekend. And we picked the weekend of the Super Bowl. I know we didn't want to go right on Valentine's Day because we wanted to lead up to it and to try to get more. So they go the weekend before, and then they tell me, I go, okay, February 6th, that the Sunday is the Super Bowl.
That's
so
okay.
I'm like, that's gone. Like
no,
done.
Trust me. Mark my words. I have that Irish fae. I sometime, it sounds like a cuckoo bird, but this is going to be a smash hit. You do not need to worry.
Right.
It's going to be smash.
All right, Siobhan, I'm holding you to this now because I literally am worried. And by the way, I've already made peace with if God, like, because He's given me so much in this movie, the connections, the relationships, the experience that I had there with everything. My family in Rome and we just everything was so good that. If he says this is not going to do well.
It is.
I'm good with it.
No,
I really am, and I mean that.
He's got you.
I'm working on detachment.
Now, let me ask you: are you planning on fasting again? No pressure.
No, I don't want. I should. I have to, and I should have done it. I have to fast again. I know I do. So I say, you could
do a bridge version.
Well, my fasting now is going to be. Just eating normal meals. Like if I can, I'm on, it's called the Dolce diet. I started this.
The Dolce diet?
Yes. Have you heard of that?
I haven't.
So we have a group, like we have a retreat group, a bunch of guys that are, that meet every few months or whatever, 6 months.
Isn't that
months,
where you saw Jonathan at the retreat and asked him to be in the movie?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yes. We were at St. Michael's Abbey when I saw him, and we do them differently. Alex Jones has come, and we had a bunch of people just trying to be better guys.
Yes.
And it's like learn to pray more and to be better husbands and fathers and friends and learn things like fasting a little bit and sacrifice and suffering a little bit and detoxing from whatever scrolling or whatever your problems are. So we formed this group within the group of like, all right, we did it 1 year. We did the Exodus 90 and I did the fasting and but then you go back to it. So it's like the virtue of temperance and all that didn't fit with me. If I'm back here, it's like I didn't, it's 40 days. It doesn't matter. It's like the goal wasn't to go right back to just doing that. It was to, do it so much that it becomes habitual that like now you know when to say, all right, that's enough and I'm good. And, even if I'm hungry, that's all right. I'm going to offer it up. And I still don't do that, so we started this we have a Navy SEAL in the group, some really badass guys, Boss Rutan, one of the, do you know
I
Boss?
met him.
Oh, he's the best.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's the greatest.
He's the best.
He's such a good.
I got to have him on.
He does yes, you do.
Oh, he's
Catholic
so awesome.
talk.
Yeah, I met him.
He's incredible. He's an incredible example. and he's in the group, and we all get together, and we made this group now, the Magnanimous Seven, where we learned about, we had Father Ripperger. Do you know Father Ripperger?
I don't.
Oh, he's incredible as well. Anyway, we got together and we formed this group where for 7 months, we're going to really, it started January 1st, and we're going to end around July 4th. We're just going to change our lives, like in all different ways.
Okay, I have to suggest something.
Yeah.
I had Father Haggerty, who's he's actually from Long Island, but he's St. Pat's. Have you ever read the book Conversion?
No.
You guys should add that in. I'm
Yeah?
telling you, it's life-changing. It's sort of like a reconversion.
We do have you ever read The Divine Intimacy?
No. Oh, no.
That's the best book I've ever read.
Really?
It's meant for, I think it's cloistered sisters, like, that are, but it's like, or monks, something like this. I don't even know, but it's so good. And, it's like a page and a half a day. Like,
Well, that's
I
the
can't
thing
do more
about
than
this.
that.
I don't have any attention span.
Yeah, me neither. I get so if it's too long.
Okay, and I also think during Lent, it's important, if you're not a fasting type of person, that to add in, like, I try to read the Bible for a little longer, or to add in more charity, that kind of thing. But we have to be conscious. And I just want to say one thing in closing, because I know you have so many other places to go, that you're a guy, and you have no idea how for young men you're an example. Because you know what? Yeah, so what? Maybe you fast for 40 days and then you gain a little weight, but you're like a man. And it's important for these kids, these boys, to see a real man who knows how to treat their wife, their kids,
Amen.
And be faithful and not be afraid of it.
Right.
And I really applaud you for that, because these young men need a role model, and you're a great role model.
Well, I appreciate that, but
It's true.
I fall all the time.
Well, that's
and I'm
good.
struggling with it. You know
that's
that.
more
with
important.
things like that. But it is to show them
that you're not perfect.
Absolutely.
And also it's important for you to say, hey, my kids struggled, because everybody's like, my kids are so great. No, they're not. So anyway, it's so great to be like, look we're not perfect.
Right.
Kids aren't perfect. You can love them and not like them, but you got to pray for them.
Amen.
And that's a great example, because if you're perfect, that's why a lot of times, a lot of the movies, they're so icky. You're like, I can't relate to this woman.
Right.
The heck, she looks beautiful and she's perfect.
Right.
I like the Mary Magdalens of the world and the guys who get dumped at the altar.
Yes. You got to show it. And because it is every day. It's all about sacrifice, and it's about, but you're going to fall, but it's about getting up.
Yes, exactly. And having hope.
Amen.
You have to, remember when my father was dying, we had a baby monitor, and I called the doctor and I said, no more dialysis. We can't stand this. And he went in, and there was like, which one of you girls, your brother wants to come in? And like, none of us. And we heard on the baby monitor, and he said, Bill, you don't have to do this anymore. And my father said, but you got to have hope.
Wow.
And then he said, Siobhan, I did 9 redemptive rosaries for the people in purgatory. And then he died. It's unbelievable.
Is that not a sign of where he is and what they're,
You never saw a church more packed in your life than my father died.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable. And they used to say, Billy Fallon, you should take it on the road, because he was so damn funny. And I was like, no, I want to stay here with my family. But anyway, but you remind me, like, you're that type of old style guy that is loud and proud. Dude.
I am.
I can't believe I said dude. That's so
I
gross.
love it.
My kids
That's
call me
okay.
dude. I'm like, do not call me dude.
It's all good.
And now I just transferred into it.
I love it.
Anyway, I wish you the best of luck. I know it's going to be a smash hit. As we head into Lent, you're going to know that people have such joy from Solo Mio.
Right.
Italy's going to be packed.
Oh, I hope. From your mouth to God's ears.
It's going
really.
to be packed. And just keep praying, right?
Amen. And we have to do something together. And thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
You're awesome.
Well, we're trying to spread the word through EWTN Plus. It's this new mission, like your mission, to spread the word through goodness and greatness. And Solo Mio is goodness and greatness and beauty. And the angel, it lifts the spirits. And you're surrounded by the Holy Spirit. So it's going to be gangbusters.
Oh, I thank you.
God bless you, Kevin.
God bless you.
And God bless Solo Mio.
I love it. Thank you. Don't doubt. It will come, and it will be perfect.
to me, love.
Hi, my name is Siobhan Fallon Hogan, and I've been an actress for 555 years. What do you call these people that do this? Podcasters?
Podcasters. You're a podcaster.
She finally made it. Catholics and Cappuccinos is a conversational piece between myself and fabulous other Catholics and non-Catholics who are friends of Catholics. Is your husband Catholic?
Is the Pope from Chicago?
What I would like people to take away from this show when they watch is the joy of Catholics and the gifts of Catholics, of all the different people that are going to be on. Jonathan Rumi.
What do I do? And I looked up and all I could see was the crucifix hanging above my kitchen. And so I just literally dropped to my knees.
Kevin James.
Because it is every day. It's all about sacrifice, and it's about, you're going to fall, but it's about getting up.
Yes, exactly, and having hope. What better way to talk to somebody than with a cup of cappuccino and talking about Catholicism?
Catholics and Cappuccinos, streaming on EWTN+.